Let's fight. Welcome in the ring, all of you folks who are joining us on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. Let's fight. We got some things to discuss this evening. Confusion powder, people. Confusion powder. I have my earpiece this evening trying to avoid some of the feedback we've been having. Good to see each and every one of you. Hope you guys have had a good day at work. Y'all work for the people money? Yeah? Y'all work for it? Or y'all just flamming? Yeah? Just flamming. Some of y'all, at the end of the month or the end of the week, when they're giving out the wages and salaries, y'all got to get back a little bit. Because y'all know, y'all ain't giving the people the pound of flesh. Y'all know that. But it's only because we won't call some names tonight. It's only because. All because, guys, we're going to ask you guys to share the live stream, retweet, subscribe. We want to see your comments. I'm going to give a shout out to those folks who are joining us. Make sure you let us know where you guys are joining us from. I already see Pollyanna Schultz there and Rashley Ford. Rashley got some eyes watching me. I see Onyx is on the chat as well. I see Pauline Chambers and Zoan Stewart, Angela Coates, all the regulars, Kathleen Holder. Am I pronouncing these names correctly? Paulette Hawk Kippins. I also see Karen. Karen Black is up in the hizzer. I also see, lots of the regulars. Good night, guys. I see Robin Narain, or is it pronounced Narain? Good to see you guys. Share the live stream wherever you guys are picking us up from. We are tremendously happy that you're here with us this evening. We got quite a few things to talk. And we're going to be joined by someone in the diaspora tonight to tell us what's happening. We had two protest activity there, and then we had the renaming of that street, Little Guyana Avenue. We're going to be talking a little bit about those two topics as well. It's Wednesday night, and because it's Wednesday night, is it Wednesday? We are in the diaspora, folks. We are in the diaspora, but folks, we got to touch on some issues right here at home. Patricia Astana, Patricia Astana is joining us from Brooklyn. Good to see you, Patricia. And I'd love to hear from you, Patricia, on the renaming of that street there, Little Guyana Avenue there in Brooklyn. We had some installed people there too. I know they meet since Tin Cup knocked some people there. Right? We had some installed folks there. But we ain't going to fight with them. Guys, so much to talk. I hope we're able to cover the stuff we have for you. Guys, some evenings, we even getting to some of the information we have. Folks have been saying you have to have a tour program. Nonsense. Yeah, I think y'all get tired of me. Just enough to keep you guys hanging on. Just enough. You guys remember that old song? Was an oldie. Well, when I was a little boy, it was an oldie. It's an old song. Just enough to keep you hanging on. That's what I'm giving you. Just enough. Good to see all of you there. I'm getting some information. I don't even know where my phone is, guys. Just ensure that you're resharing, that you are tweaking, that you are. All right. What do I have? I don't know. Somebody saying I have something that is incorrect. Let me see what is happening. Yeah. No. Somebody's telling me I have low life. It's supposed to be low lives, but it's lives. That's how we see it. I love that people are watching and people are paying such keen interest. Somebody's saying in the status I have low lives, LIFES, but that's how we see it. We say somebody is a low life. All right? We don't try to be grammatically correct. Not in this country. Y'all ever hear Irfan, the installed president? We don't say low lives. It's a set of low lives. It's a set of low lives. That is how we see it in the vernacular, colloquially. That is how we see it, guys. That is how we see it. And I got some stuff to share with you guys. Guys, I am so ready. From Kaichor to Anil with the nonsense to Claudette to the flood. Some people, is the wrong set of people getting flood out, Is the wrong set of people getting flood out. Just let you all know that. Is the wrong set. The wrong set of people. Karen, welcome. Good to see you. Sandra Facey, Nadia Seaford, and Andrea Smith. Good to see all of you guys on the live. Guys, when we get to our magic number, we are ready to start. I am ready to go. I don't even think I ever wait on anybody right now. I am so ready to go. Fired up and ready to go, folks. I'm just trying to make sure that I have the information that I need here, right? That I need to my fingertips, and I am good to go. When I start, y'all don't stop me. That's all I'm begging y'all. When I start tonight, don't stop me. Don't call. Don't text. Don't message. You understand? That's all I tell you. Don't call. Don't text. Don't message. I'm just ensuring I have everything I need queued up and right in place. Guys, so good again to see so many of you. Welcome in the ring. Those of you joining us on Twitter, we love our Twitter folks. And those persons who are joining us on YouTube, we have really and truly overhauled our YouTube channel. We have kind of streamlined the content there, and I guess people are loving it because people are showing up. About a couple of weeks ago, prior to us realigning our YouTube channel, we had about 38. I had about 38 followers at Sherry Duncan on YouTube. About 38 followers. We have 800 followers now and growing. Folks, we are tremendously privileged that you find some value in the content and you keep showing up. Those folks who like us also and follow us and follow me on YouTube. On YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, folks. I topped 70,000 followers on Facebook. Thanks to you guys. It's a set of fast people, you know. That's what I want to tell y'all. It's a set of fast people. Hazel King, I see you there. Michelle Adams, Valerie, Mariah, and Rachel Glasgow, Donna David. Michelle Adams is Michelle. It's a set of fast people. 70,000 people follow me on Facebook. You know what my mother said one time to me to hurt me? Yeah, see where I get it from. She said, if I was a young woman, I wouldn't find you very interesting. Them is things that make you look for rope or little marathon or something, you know. She said, I wouldn't find you interesting. 70,000 people follow me on Facebook. I know a lot more follow a lot of other people, but I'm so grateful. 70,000 people find something on this page a little bit in. It's a set of fast people. I ain't want to live next to some of y'all. Y'all too damn fast. Folks, let's get to the hot topics this evening. Now, I don't know Glenn Lal, who I know is watching, seemed to have started the day in one mindset, giving a nice little protest, doing your little thing by Kaichor News, talking about the little island gas in your own little corner, making millions, having a little protest on island gas, call out some of the staff and so forth. And that is how the day was going, right? And, you know, what happened next tells us that Guyana is not a real place. Guyana is not a real place at all, right? So apparently, some of the former staff would have reposted apparently the photographs of Mr. Lal's protest happening. You see, folks, we need the aspirant. I got to put on a little accent, as the Guyanese we expect. So they reposted what Glenn said, or this photograph or photographs with the protest outside of Kaichor News. Protesting, you know, something. And who tell them to do that? No. Glenn wasn't having it, folks. Glenn wasn't having it. I want to bring this up, so maybe, I don't know, you won't be able to read some of it. Anyhow, so Glenn, apparently, it is alleged, folks. It is alleged Glenn would have WhatsApp these two reporters. Oh, my Lord. And Glenn, as we say, read them the horoscope. Read them the horoscope. Folks, I don't make a habit of cursing. As I told y'all sometimes, when I get really vexed, I say they got some stuff swirling in my head. It's really cuss words, right? But I'm fighting the devil on the front. I'm fighting. You know, my pastor would say salvation is instantaneous and it's a process, but I'm in the process. You understand me? When you got to deal with some of these jagabats, it's a real process. But Glenn apparently is not in that process. Glenn is not in that process, folks. Right? He in that process. Right? For me, I've identified somebody who I think I'd want cuss for me. Like if somebody like Claudette, and they come with me, Claudette. You understand me? And I don't identify the person I want to cuss for me. Right? You remember the girl that got beat up in the board the other day? Not the one that the pelt in the blows, the one that get beat up. I want she cuss for me. I want. I want she cuss to me. I can hire she. Right? Some of y'all too posh set, the bourgeoisie, say, oh, it is her. He ain't say her. Right? For y'all, she's a preposition. Moving on. So I would hire that girl for custody. Right? Some people tell Glenn. Here Glenn said, you should post and tell the bad word. Bed you sleeping on and the clothes you wearing. Who buy for you? You guys are the F word. Low life. God bless you. Have a good day. Glenn mixing the drinks here. Right? You are a bad word, low life. God bless you. That's how you mixing your drinks early in the morning. No sooner had that been done, another staff member would have posted. Glenn wasn't having it. Glenn protesting virtually and in front of the Kaito News with the placards. He protesting against these two reporters. Right? He says to the one, Kamal, allegedly, I am surprised at you, mother, bad word. Continue, Kamal, he said, continue. Like the PPP forcing y'all to this. Them will bad word every one of you soon. By now, Kamal pregnant, right? By now, he pregnant. Nothing but bad word. Low life. Glenn wasn't having it. Right? So apparently when you're walking by Glenn, he's not a low life. It's when you left. This become a low life. But what is interesting, folks, jokes aside, satire aside, right? Not attire. Satire. You're going to learn some words, man. Go on. Every day you want to just be using one set of words. So jokes aside, what is interesting is what one of these persons said to me. One of these persons said, not to me, sorry, said on social media that they sat there, they were forced, literally forced, to sit there while Glenn was doing his own little social media show and heard him spout mistruths. Now, we can't rush past that. As a journalist, you can't rush past those things, folks. You can't rush past that. Right? So I think that we need to know we're now invested in this relationship gone bad with y'all because y'all put a thing on Facebook and social media. We need to know what were these half-truths and lies that were peddled about the oil and gas sector, allegedly by Glenn Lal, according to this former staff member. We want to know that. And I am particularly interested in the reporting of the election period because during that period, Kaito News it seemed like a mill for the PPP. And I know that Kamal, am I pronouncing his name correctly? I don't want to be off. Kemol would have done a lot of writing, which was not favorable to the then government. So I want, when people start talking about half-truths and lies being spewed by Glenn Lal, I'm very interested in the periodization of when these half-truths and half-lies were taking place. And we were blamed for a lot of mismanagement of the sectors, including oil and gas. Remember, there was that report, that infamous report, international report. I'm trying to remember the name of it. If you guys, if it comes back to you, remember, right? Kemal, right? That infamous report that they pulled back, that international report. So I'm interested in the protracted period under which these lies and half-truths were told, the periodization. I'm very much interested in that. Folks, you gotta get out your dictionary tonight. I am very, very interested in that. And so when I listened, right, sometimes it's here, but you're listening. I was listening this morning, right, watching these posts on Facebook and listening, right, to what took place here. I want more of this story because we say here there is more on the epistle than in the matter. So I want a full report of these lies and half truths and so forth that were spoken, folks. I am very, very interested in that. What do you guys say? I'm very interested. So I will be following. Apparently, to their credit or fault, I don't know. These guys would have left Kaito News to go to what the place name? DPI. Folks, hold on. It gets better. Bring back the satire. It gets better. They gone to DPI now, and I don't know if it's because they're there, but the other day, you remember I played the clip for you, so this is not allegedly. Jalgio said nobody listens to DPI. Nobody listens to them, and then he started calling the programs that people listen to, and he mentioned In the Ring. So if he's watching tonight, thanks for the shout out. That being said, nobody says listens to DPI, but they have gone to DPI, and Glenn seemed to have taken offense to this. I think that is where this allusion comes from, is the PPP that got y'all saying these things to me publicly, right? So again, folks, I want a more detailed reporting from these folks, the former staff members of Kaito News. And guys, I don't know them personally. I don't even know Mr. Lal personally. I wish all y'all the best. I wish Glenn the best with the business. I wish these two reporters good success in their professional lives and their personal lives. But don't let me hanging. Don't leave us hanging, folks. Please. In addition to that, I don't want to slip past another thing. One of these reporters said that there's apparently lots of people who are abusers at this newspaper. Right? A lot of people who are abusers at this. I slowed down at some parts, I slowed down at some parts and I took it in. Folks, that being said, we're going to come back, and as we get more information, you see, I figured Glenn planned to have this protest every day, maybe yes, I think he said every day from within a certain time. So if more former reporters get upset and post more stuff on Facebook, we can keep you guys posted. That being said, folks, law and order. Law and order. And you all know that the Guyana Police Force has been really under the radar of recent, right? And I can link it back to the reporters and Glenn Lal and Kaito News and so on. Because when I was studying journalism at university, yes, some of y'all think I didn't went to school. I think the only place I went is IFLOT University. But when I was studying communications as an undergraduate at the University of Guyana, that I recommend highly to everybody, right? When I was studying communication there, I never see some of y'all, some of these so-called journalists, I never see critic in the class. Moving on. Yes, we learned that you report the news and you don't become the news. I thought about that when I listened and I saw these stuff going on Facebook. And then when you come now to the police seem to need more policing than anything else, right? Two pieces of information, credible pieces of information, came across our desk recently. One suggests that the police went against its own policy and that the acting police commissioner knew that they went against their own policy. There was a man there's a policy in the police force, let me start there, that you cannot enter the police force as a policeman after the age of 35. And we recently found out that a man, 53, was employed by the Guyana Police Force, and within 2 years, he's expected to retire. And we have this correspondence that tells us that confirms that for us. And here is the police thanking him for his service. A year and a half service in the police force. And he probably going home with some real millions in benefits. Folks, when we say the PPP come back, this is what we're talking about. Shared jiggery pokery, corruption and confusion. So this man is not 36. He's not 35 and a half. He is 53 and was employed. Moving on from there, we have additional information, right, that says that the driver, allegedly, for the acting commissioner of police and his secretary went to Port Kaituma in the process of an investigation. I don't know how many drivers and secretaries, but each of them were given $200,000. Right? That the assistant commissioner of police, the commissioner of police acting, signed off. I don't know how many secretaries and drivers go and do investigations, but apparently the police got their own, the police force got their own rules, got its own rules. So here is the police force. Secretaries, apparently the short staff. So secretaries, right, and this information is going to be on my page on Facebook when I'm done with the program. Secretaries and drivers go and do investigations for the police force, right? So when somebody turn up at your house and say they're from the Ghana police force, you got to ask them the rank and designation. Right? You're a secretary, you're a driver, because the information, credible information that we have suggests, and each of them, if my reading is right and the research team interpretation is right, suggests that 200,000 each. Folks, this thing's so serious, it's funny. It's so funny, it's serious. 200,000 each. A driver and a secretary. You understand me? Who policing the police? So I don't know if this is part of the 300 million that's missing from the Ghana police force. I don't know. But that is the information we have. It is alleged credible information, and I'm going to pull it out after the show. Let's turn our attention, folks, to further. It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. You ever heard the statement, right? They who the gods wish to destroy, they first made mad. Y'all ever heard that statement? They who the gods wish to destroy, they first made mad. Right? I want you all to listen to Anil on the issue of the parliamentary secretaries, folks. Right? And you will know definitively Anil is clinically insane. Listen to him, and he will confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt. He will dispel all disbelief as to the state of his mental faculty. I want you to take a listen. He's talking here about the parliamentary secretaries. Remember, the High Court, Claudette, said that the parliamentary secretaries, Ms. Sarah Brown and Vakash Ramkissoon, is that the fellow's name, are sitting in the National Assembly illegal. Illegal. I want you guys to take a listen to Anil for me, right? This is classic Anil. This is classic Anil. You don't get better than this, folks. Right? This is the apex of the insanity of the PPP. Take a listen.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal on Tuesday said that he was in the process of making an application for a stay of the order made by the Chief Justice, which declared the appointment of Vikash Ramkissoon and Sarah Brown as members of Parliament unlawful. His comments came hours after the APNU-AFC parliamentary opposition criticized Speaker of the National Assembly, Mantu Nadir, for failing to declare the seats of the two MPs vacant. But Nandlal believes that the two MPs who sit as non-voting members following their appointment as parliamentary secretaries must continue to sit in the National Assembly. The Chief Justice did not grant any coercive orders for the removal of the MPs from the House. However, she noted that in her ruling that it cannot be accepted that they sit in the National Assembly as non-voting members, pointing out that they were on the list of candidates for the governing People's Progressive Party Civic at the 2020 elections. Nandlal said these were mere declarations, and in his view, the Chief Justice did not quash their appointments, and as such, they continue to be parliamentary secretaries. The issue is now whether they can sit in the House as non-voting MPs.
What the Chief Justice said is because they were on the list, they cannot be seated in the National Assembly. But there is nothing wrong with putting two chairs at the side and put them to sit, because where would they sit? They are parliamentary secretaries. They are secretaries to the parliament. And that is where they belong.
Nandlal said the two parliamentarians do not have the voting rights and will not participate in the business of the House, but insists that a space must be found for them to sit there. They will be present, he asserted. Meanwhile, when contacted and asked for a response to the criticisms leveled against him, Speaker Nadir declined to discuss the matter in the press.
So whoever wants to write and complain, they're free to do so. I don't have to engage.
Right.
Right? There are two assumptions there. One, obviously no action was taken. I don't know, but obviously you don't know what's happening in Parliament.
Right.
The opposition doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the second issue is, I am not going to conduct my business of the National Assembly in the press.
Right. So you don't intend to say at this time what you've done since the ruling?
I said what I want to say, Kurt.
Brown is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Amerindian Affairs Ministry, while Ramkissoon is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Agriculture Ministry. The law makes provision for the President to appoint 4 technocrat members of Parliament and 2 parliamentary secretaries who will not have the same voting rights as elected members extracted from a list of candidates. The legal challenge was mounted by
So, Anil, Anil said, yeah, here is legal reasoning. They have to stay down in the seats dedicated for parliamentarians. You can bring 2 extra seats and put them in. So we can get a 67 a 67 member assembly. You're here, Anil? The Chief Justice, the same Chief Justice who, they say, you have to obey when APNU disagree with our judgment, not fail to comply, we just disagree. Oh, they've gone against the Chief Justice, and listen to them. They are this is an assault on the judiciary. Listen to Anil. The woman said they are sitting in the National Assembly illegally. And Anil would have us believe, no. You could bring a seat. You could bring a chair. You could bring 2 extra chairs. They got to sit down some way. Right? You understand these people who we're dealing with? So you're illegal, but we ain't got to move you. You understand me? You're illegal. The court say you're illegal. You know me know what happened with Granger? You understand me? Me know what with Lowenfield? Right? Lowenfield should have submitted the report he wanted to submit. And don't worry with Claudette, because look, Anil writing your own judgment. That's Anil doing. Me know what happened to Granger. And I know what happened to Lowenfield. Right? If it was Lowenfield, I would have said I had a lapse and submit the report still and the declaration you want to submit. These guys want to lecture us about respect for the judiciary and respect and law and order and unity and oneness. And listen to Anna. Where you want to sit down? We can bring 2 chairs. Boy, but I coming back to Parliament to fight y'all. Here. This scamp Nadir, this old scamp Nadir, listen to him. Nadir says he's not going to transact the business of Parliament in public in the media. What the hell else you want to transact? It was a secret Parliament. We got one lie after the next why we can't convene the National Assembly. One lie after the next. He wanted to lie now. He wanted to transact the business of the National Assembly in public, in the media. Why? What y'all got to hide? What you're hiding? That is what I want to know. What are you guys hiding? What are you guys afraid of? And just before I bring in my guests from the diaspora, just before I bring my guests from the diaspora, I want to show y'all why this country flooding. I want to show y'all why this country flooding. Weeks ago, I told you that we would have shown a video. We would have shown a video where a farmer in Region 5 showed us the rain didn't even set up yet. The clogged drains and what they got to work with. And he said, since the PPP come in and the contract change hands, contracts only change hands, but nobody was working. And I want to play that video for y'all because it's going to show you why we are flooding. And these jagabats want to blame Ubraj, the beloved mayor of Georgetown. Ubraj they want to blame. So I want you guys to take a look at this. Take a look at this and see what the PPP did. And you'll understand why we are flooding in so many places. Because they only get time with the money and them got no time when you work. Listen to what this farmer, and folks, you can't say this because I have showed this very video on this very program and had this discussion. Why are the PPP bringing the contracts out of the hands of people who are tried, tested, and proven and putting it into the any and the all sorts hands? Listen to this farmer from Region 5, folks. Listen to this farmer.
Comrade, this is Kildone and Bushlat main drainage canal. Weeding and cleaning by Bibi, known Bibi from Kilmarnock, who is also a member of the regional tender board. This is the condition of the canal. The previous cleaner was Shamir Construction. That's me. Comrade, I bring machine and clean this canal 2 times under my 3 year and had it in great condition. Today, look at it. There is no weeding. All I could see is spraying. Is this what PPP is about? This is what the politics is about, color. We have to do better than that, boss. We have to do better than that. We can't fight one another and end up and do the same thing. Look at this canal here. This is Kildone and Bushlat main drainage. Tell me what we could do here as farmer. I'm calling here not as a contractor, as a farmer. All this rice field is me own. That's my tractor pumping water there. All this rice field, as you could see, plow here, belongs to me. I'm the farmer here. I'm the one who have to punish. And that is the reason why I went to clean this canal, to get the contract to clean this canal, not because of money. $150,000 a month is not money to clean the canal, but we as farmer used to suffer here. And when I see the opposite, the option that I could plant and clean the canal and I'm going to do the work for suit us as farmer, I take the opportunity. And I did it to the best. When they give it to me, baby husband used to clean it before. And when they give it to me, I bring an Passat excavator and clean it. And the weather run dry, there was no water inside to clean it 2 years after I bring a machine and clean it back again. And look today. And as you could see, this is grass. Spray the grass and start to get died. Spray them 3 days ago. Baby stepfather. Tell me what we as farmers are gonna do here.
So do we understand? Why this country flooding? Because nobody can tell BB that rainy season coming, right? Nobody until BB rainy season coming, and BB the canal got a clean. You can't just take the big contract, BB, right? You can't just take the big contract, BB. You got to actually do the work, BB. Nobody can tell BB that. So BB not clean the canal. You understand me? And that is replicated so many times in the country. Right? That is what the folks said. You had a PPP councillor on just last evening. We played the video from 6 who said he didn't even know if the pump working. And it's a PPP dominated NDC. You understand me? But they chased out the people who got the information, like the firing the people from GWI, to bring in their own cronies and their acolytes. Right? So folks, expect murky water, black and dirty, muddy water back in your taps, because the PPP come back. I gotta say like Auntie Sucky, the PPP. They come back. They are back. They are back. I am ready to have my guests from the US, but first I want to give you a protest activity that happened in the US quite recently, because you had some installed PPP people in the US, Mama Guyan, and the people in the US, they weren't having it. They weren't having it. And I want to play that for you. And then I want to bring on one of my guests who was integral in this and another protest activity that happened quite recently in the US. So take a listen, and then I'm going to have my guest on the other side. Take a listen, guys.
When I'm finished, I'll have a one-on-one with you. Let me speak to you all. I'll have a one-on-one with you. Please, we're trying to have a civil meeting. No, we're trying to have a civil meeting, and people just walking in. You know, you can either sit down and be part of the meeting or leave the meeting. You have a choice. Bring them in. And if you're respectful as you say you are, you will obey the law. Sit, be part of the meeting. Yeah, but you have to sit down and leave the meeting. But no, you don't want to. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Come on, have a seat. But you know, we as guys here, we should be shining examples of unity.
No unities in Guyana, none whatsoever. You close the nurses that were in training, you shut them down, all because they are from Linden. Close, and they must go to Georgetown to train. To do what?
Everybody, I work with you. Please, you can have go outside and make it much nicer to work. I'll be your accent. Yeah, but take a seat. Yes, can you have a seat? I know you. You're different. Can you have a seat? But you're not giving me a chance to speak. You always screaming. We have a meeting here. You always screaming. Please. I'm asking you, do not disturb our meeting. Do not disturb our meeting. You weren't invited. If you either sit down or leave. You either sit down or leave. Please.
You know, if Rachel was here, you wouldn't be doing that.
It's a public meeting. It's a public meeting. We got the invitation. All right, let's continue meeting. Continue meeting. We want
illegally the territory election and install these people. And you come here, they're firing all the black people. How they gonna feed the children? The crime, the drugs are shipping up to America. All of them go get far so that they can get back to school.
Can you please sit and let me continue meeting, please? Please have a seat. Please have a seat. We don't mind if they sit in the meeting, but don't disrupt the meeting. That's all I want. So that's all right. Once people say you can sit, you can't disturb the audience.
Folks, these are the kind of people that I like. This is the kind of people that I like. I can't lie. These are the kind of people that I like. You understand? Action people. Now, I think I heard Kwame voice there, right? And I remember when Kwame went to disrupt a youth council meeting right in Guyana, disrupt the meeting. I remember when Granger went to Pegasus, people went and disrupt Granger meeting. Ah, there's democracy, but it's only democracy when some people in office. Only when some people in office. So, folks, I wanna bring on my guests this evening to tell us about this and another protest activity that they had also in the U.S. there. And I am privileged this evening to be joined by this young man out of the United States. Do I have him with me? Let me make sure. Tony, are you there?
Hi, Cheryl.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you, my brother. What's happening at your end?
Well, Cheryl, we are having an indoors discussion right now with some guidelines that we're getting from our legal minds, and we are proceeding with trying to organize a march to Washington.
Excellent. Take us back from what led you guys to want to organize this and the other protest activity that you had quite recently as well outside of the United Nations there, downtown New York.
First of all, I want to tell all the persons that is listening on this program, we are not affiliated with any political party.
Mhm.
We are not affiliated. We have no connections. Our is doing this for any benefit of a political party.
Mhm.
It's time Guyanese stand up, and this is what
You are concerned citizens.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If anyone from the APNU commit a crime, they should be brought to justice. They should answer the courts. And same as the PPP. Same as the PPP.
Well said.
Guyanese are for years suffered at the hands of politicians. At the hands of politicians. Now, I wanna ask Cheryl.
Tell us.
I wanna ask you, and I'm putting this to you there. I wanna ask you if you guys down there could have some NGOs, organize an NGO with the religious bodies, take the evidence of what is going on and have a meeting in Culture Center or one of the stadiums or something.
Whatever it takes, my brother, whatever the hell it takes.
And invite the diplomatic corps, invite the entire diplomatic corps and show them evidence. Do not send letters. Show them evidence. Invite these people to the forum. Show them every evidence that is what is going on, and ask them what benefit the government from knocking off these nurses, sending home the workers that are working with the water company, and the water company is one of the highest growing investment in the government industry.
Correct.
Right? Just let them answer the questions that they're seeing what is going on, you know. And to the you know, it is sad that I had to put something online today, but
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I asked the people in 2005 when we had that flooding. Remember what was going on? What was going on?
Yeah, we remember.
You see what happened in 2021 and the flood came back? Partner, I don't care who is not religious. I'm religious. I love my God, right? I love my God. And my God, I don't have to walk with a gun in my waist and shoot nobody. I ain't got to chop nobody. I ain't got to do nobody nothing but go down on my knees in the night and pray for cover my family and the nation of Guyana.
Tony, let me make an intervention there because I'm happy with that point that you said. You know, I posted a video on Facebook this afternoon with a man there somewhere in region 5 or 6 that was flooded. and persons had a lot of comments about the gods and so on. Leave people alone. Don't let it concern you. You understand me? We all in this struggle together. When this country flood, they think if you use PPP or APNU or whoever you be, is all we flood out.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Tony.
But wickedness. If you are a man, you don't have to be God, but you could be a righteous man, believe in yourself, and you want the righteousness to the people around you. You could look at a wrong and call it a wrong, not dwell in it until it get nasty and then try to take yourself out. You know?
Yeah.
And I saw the different persons who's affiliated with the PPP is putting up about the Little Guyana area that was named.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Hold on, we can get there. Tell us about the protest.
Anyway.
And tell us unplanned. Where you guys plan to march from? You said you're going to Washington, but where you guys are planning to march from, and how is the preparation for that? Well, I might just fly up to march myself. I never see a protest I didn't like.
Well, as I told you, I don't want to elaborate on that right now, because if we are not seeing certain things in Guyana, then we're gonna call it out. You know, if Guyanese don't try to get up, because I don't live in Guyana, I really ain't got no interest in Guyana. You know, all my family, my work, everything is devoted into the USA. But Guyana is the country that I was born. You know, I was born, and I know I work with those bastards, and I know every single one of them what they're capable of. And I'm prepared that the PPP, when they see anybody talk against them, they stir up a story and carry you to court. That's the only way they think they could get you to shut your mouth. You understand? They frame you with cases that is threatening to your life.
Yeah.
Mark is a testimony to that.
Yeah.
You know, they do anything to get you out of the way, right? But,
desperate and wicked.
You know, life is what it is, and to all of those politicians, religious leaders, and leaders of the NGO who sitting and saying nothing and the nation suffer, shame on you. We're gonna put your names in the history of Guyana's book and document it that you were nothing but a coward.
Wicked, stinking, dirty.
A coward. For all of those who encouraging this nonsense, your children, grandchildren, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, they must walk down the streets and hear that my uncle was a coward. My father was a coward.
And that is why I like what you all are doing, because some people only want protests when they organize a protest, you know. When you organize a protest, they don't come in. But when they organize a protest, the whole country must show up. You understand me? And if you talk negative about them, they'll cuss you and tell you you're a low life.
The situation with Robert Prasad, let me be frank with you, Cheryl. And I don't want you to get me wrong.
No, you talk.
Robert Prasad is somebody I had great respect for. Right? He kept himself distant from Jagdeo with Jagdeo nonsense. And he always had an independent mind of the decisions he made when he used to be working under that regime earlier in the years. But when we got the info about the meeting that they were keeping in Brooklyn, you check that video, and if you see the people who was in that meeting, my God, Guyanese, you guys are sleeping, man. You guys are sleeping. The riches.
Tell us what we should be concerned about based on the people who attended there.
The riches is not for no poor man. No poor man have a cut to get from the riches of Guyana. You're gonna remain poor. These people have the organized criminals who they come up here and organize with, are sitting with, and on promising them returns to support and spend the money and bringing
Mhm.
all the criminals that they got in the political field to join them.
Mhm.
Good. This thing is
Mhm.
not nothing but a poor man's struggle. Poor man's.
We understand that. That is why they're trying to dislocate Lowenfield and Myers and Mingo from GCOM to make sure they never lose another election because they plan to rig. And that is why they're doing a lot of stuff. That's why they're chopping down mangroves Wild West in Region 3 because they got to set up themselves and their cronies.
Let us see what we get from the legal expert, because we are trying to see if we could have a petition internationally be
Yeah.
be filed into the international court, the international criminal court in I think is in Spain. We're trying to
Let's
see
do what we gotta do. Yeah.
if we get that matter file. It's gonna cost us money, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. My daughter sit with me. Tears come out my child eye. And she looked at me and she said, Daddy, why are you fighting for these people? And I said, I go to call my daughter name, sorry. I said,
It's in your blood to fight.
I said, listen to me. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Not because somebody is far away, you should not represent them. We're
Yeah.
here, yes, but remember that is where your father came from. That is where one day you would go back and see. And let me tell you this. I'll go so far as to tell you this. My daughter, her grandmother was the only white woman in the PNC regime on the boredom. So I'll go so far to say that about
All right.
about my child. But it's
Excellent.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. Guyanese, wake up. Wake up. Your children is who at stake here. Not you.
Yeah.
You're old. We're gonna pass on. But what's gonna happen to our children, our generation? What's gonna happen? Are we
Fantastic.
gonna keep running behind criminals and supporting them just for a little dollar?
Fantastic.
Not me.
Fantastic with the work you guys are doing on the protest front. I want to switch gears a little bit. I'm watching at our program time and talk about the renaming of this street, the Little Guyana Avenue. Let's take this news insert from Pix 11 out of New York, and then we come back, Tony, and I want you to give us the backstory.
The contributions of the Guyanese community in New York City was recognized in Richmond Hill, Queens this Saturday. Co-naming the corner of Liberty Avenue and Lefferts Boulevard, Little Guyana Avenue.
We're recognized. We're here. We made a difference. We uplifted the community. It's a recognition. There's a Little Italy. There's Chinatown. Now there's Little Guyana.
According to the latest census data, Richmond Hill has the largest Guyanese community outside of Guyana. The community is made up of immigrants whose businesses, big and small, could be seen along Liberty Avenue and neighboring streets, many of them who give back every opportunity they can.
Today's a special day because it brought recognition to my community. I do got to thank my parents for coming to this country years ago and building a foundation for us.
Mayor Bill de Blasio joined the festivities and even sported some Guyanese gear.
I thought I'd just throw on a little mask today, something high fashion.
He addressed the hundreds who are waving their flags, celebrating in the rain.
A community so worthy of respect, of appreciation in the city, finally being seen, finally being understood, finally being acknowledged, finally being celebrated. This is your day.
And marched with them and other elected officials to the drums and sounds of Guyanese culture before and after the unveiling.
Congratulations, Little Guyana Avenue.
Your presence here in Richmond Hill has made Queens a better place.
The event was made possible by Council Member Adrian Adams and District Leader Richard David.
We own small businesses, we own big businesses. This means ownership of this neighborhood. This is a moment of pride, but it also means that we matter.
The Minister of Public Affairs of Guyana also made it to the event and gifted me his Guyanese pin, a sign of unity and Guyanese pride.
The recognition that for the work that have been done by my Guyanese brothers and sisters who reside here is just a fitting tribute.
And now one of the first things people will see once they get off the subway station here on Liberty Avenue and Lefferts Boulevard is that little Guyana Avenue sign, something the Guyanese community here is now so proud of. In Richmond Hill, Queens, Jennifer Bisram, Pix 11.
There's a piece of that video I really wanted to cut out. Nevertheless, what is the backstory?
Cheryl, go back to that video like about 20 seconds from the end.
Tell us.
I want you to hear what the reporter stated, because nothing had to do with anything concerning the government of Guyana.
Tell us the story.
That was a community which requested that area to be named like that since about 3 to 4 years ago, right? But because of the pandemic and all these things, the mayor chose at that time to deal with the event. Good? So this was nothing organized by anything to do with the PPP. And that area is consisted of Trinidadians, people from India, and Jamaicans. It's a West Indian area, but Guyanese with a majority of Indians that live there, right? That was the occasion about. It had nothing to do with anything concerning politics.
It's fast, man. It's fast.
You know, but people, we were over here and seeing people putting up that the mayor, the mayor went because of it was invited by Kwame and Robert and
they are seeking desperately to legitimize their installed administration so they can clot any little thing, they can clot.
Let them show you in that video anywhere in that presence that they brought those two people at that presentation. You got to be careful with the presentation and got to be careful with the mayor reaching people, because there was a presentation and they were nowhere around that presentation. They came when the man was reaching people. You understand? And my God, Kwame, I don't know, looking so scared. You look so scared.
That's a piece I wanted to cut out of the damn video. Desperate. That's what they are.
I'm telling you, he looks so
desperate
scared.
and wicked. Yeah.
You know, it's like he was one-to-one with knowing if maybe the FBI would just hold on pony. He was all over this.
A lot of wrongs. Assaulted one of the parliamentarians quite recently too.
Right.
So they should have held him.
This is a next thing I want to elaborate on, Sharon.
Go right ahead. We're almost at program time.
I know it's hard with what I'm going to say, and I know a lot of people might
say what you're going to say, my brother.
Might not understand the intelligence of it. But on a security level, you guys don't attack the ambassador with your words. Don't attack her. She's a public servant. She's doing her job. And if the interests of the American government do not see her doing what is right, she will be recalled by the American government. We have a very good president here. We have a good governor for years in America, right? There are certain things, yes, that you can't understand, but I'm going to tell you guys, do not attack or say ill things about the ambassador.
I got to think long and hard about it, my brother. I got to tell you that personally. Long and hard about it, because similarly, somebody might be telling me don't attack Pompeo, And I put it in the same category. I think
listen, Cheryl.
I listen to you all the time.
Cheryl,
I hear you listening.
All I would say to you, all I would say to you is my grandmother used to tell us years ago, if you're not in a basket with crabs, you wouldn't understand how they bite.
Well, my brother, I think we see enough, you know. I don't know if you realize it, but we in opposition, quote unquote, you know, we said cheated, not defeated. You understand me? So I think I know.
Let us stand with that. Let us stand with that.
I think I know how to biting.
Let us stand with that.
The crowds biting because it's 40+ years I didn't here with them in this basket.
No,
right? But I really want to thank you for joining. You see, when the conversation gets sweet, we always run out of time. But we're going to have you back because you're one of the folks that we really like and what the work that you guys are doing on that side. And congratulations to the entire diaspora with what has been happening there. You know, you guys have contributed so much that you got a whole street now renamed Little Guyana. Whichever part of the political divide we stand on, we can be a little proud of being Guyanese for that simple little fact.
Bless those people. Bless all of us around here. Every Guyanese that living abroad, we want you to know we love everyone. We don't love a certain section of our people. We love everyone. We're Guyanese. Don't call me black. Don't call me Indian. Don't call me nothing. Call me a Guyanese.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let us end on that high note this evening. Thanks for coming through from the diaspora. My brother, thank you so very, very much. And folks, we're going to, again, end on that very high note, encouraging you guys to sanitize, wear your mask, social distance, practice all of the COVID-19 protocols, all of them, folks, not just some, practice all. They are there for your health and for your safety. You understand by now that these guys aren't really concerned about this thing called COVID and keeping us safe, and you understand that. We didn't really expect much of them out of the flood and so on. We thought they would step up a little bit, but we see what's happening, folks. We see, and you know what I say? When you see in daylight, don't take candlestick go look from nighttime. You understand me? And let me tell you this: some people are asking to show cause why they should not be dismissed. This install administration got to show cause to all the Guyanese people because of COVID and what the nonsense they have done, and the flood, and the more nonsense they have done, why they should stay where they are. Install pack of vagabonds. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow evening.